Can't do that. Just walk away. Okay, we'll try e4, e5. Got a bishop's game. Okay, he plays modestly. Here, let's stop the pin. And I can bring my bishop outside the pawn chain. He stops the pin. So I guess he likes this setup. He likes it so much that he doesn't mind giving the same setup to me. So it's pretty similar. He just wasted a move. So I don't know if it's wasted. His extra move is the move a6 that he played over here. I'm going to try and build in the center. Okay, I have to be careful my bishop doesn't get trapped. Let's keep it on this diagonal here. Then let's support the e-pawn so I can push the d-pawn.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Now, can I play d4, d5 rather? He takes, I take. The knight's defending, bishop's attacking. Yeah, I can play this. The e-pawn is defended. The d-pawn is defended. His bishop goes back. This is loose. Let's see. His bishop is pinned. If I could attack it, that would be interesting. But it's well defended. Maybe start with this. Put some pressure here, so if I trade this bishop off, he takes back with a knight. Oh, he just left it undefended. Okay. If he puts the rook there, do I get trapped? I can bring my queen back here. Okay, he put his bishop there. Let's trade rooks. Now, should I trade queens too, or should I take something? Can I take something? I can take this pawn. He can maybe take this pawn. Got 3 pieces on it, and I just have 2 defenders. But I've cleaned out his center, and I'm looking at the b pawn over here. Okay, we'll just keep taking stuff. Yeah, I kind of wanted him to take there because then I get this knight out of the way of this bishop. So now he can take here, and that would cost me this pawn. See, I do have the threat to attack here. Let's go for that. If he takes my knight, I'll take here with check and then take back, I guess. So he dropped back to defend. I can put my knight here. Kind of like it. If he trades, then I'll have a rook behind my pawn here. So yeah, he's attacking here. If I defend with the rook, yeah, let's defend with the bishop then. He can check and take this pawn. Looks like he's going to do it. Okay, so let's try this. Rook takes, bishop takes, queen takes to exchange sacrifice, but his king will be in a bit of trouble. And I can push this pawn. I can push this pawn forward. Let's try it. How often do you get a good exchange sack? Okay, he's checking me with his queen. Yep. I have the check here. And I also have the threat of just queening. Yeah, that was a nice exchange sack, I think. I mean, I think he can resign now, but he wants to keep playing. I guess it's okay. There we go. Okay, let's get somebody new. Bitola. Try a Sicilian. Oh, and thank you for the follow, Mr. Torres. Yeah, let's do the classical Sicilian. He does the bishop check. The bishop check line brings the knight in to attack my pinned knight. It's not the most common line, but it's quite reasonable, I think. So let's kick his bishop, ask what it wants to do here. See, I want him to trade his bishop for my knight. He doesn't want to do that. Let's go ahead and break the pin. Then I think I can fianchetto my other bishop in this situation. Also keeps the knight out of this square. So now I've got two attackers. He brings an extra defender there. Could place the knight up and get castled. Yeah, let's see how he defends the e-pawn. With his knight, looks like he's got a very practiced setup. He's got more time on his clock than when he started. But doesn't necessarily mean it's good. But it's the kind of position he wanted. Okay, let's maneuver this knight around. Typical maneuver in the Sicilian. Is that right? I'm thinking of the Ruy Lopez, actually. I'm going to get rid of this knight and take this pawn. Except, unfortunately for me, he defended the pawn. Okay, attacking this pawn. Defended. So I could bring the queen out, attacking the other pawn. I have to be careful about this knight hopping in here, the big fork. But the bishop is covering that square. Pawn forward, pawn takes, and then the knight has to move. I think I like that. Now he's attacking here, so I wanted to bring this knight around. It's actually not under threat. Let's leave that off for a while. Let's pile up on this pawn. I was sort of overlooking the queen was defending there. So now I am threatening his e-pawn here. So he ignored that. He wanted to trade off my bishop. And then this chases his rook off from defense of this pawn, so I can pile up on the b pawn here. That's hardly worthwhile. That's hardly a good trade. He gave up the exchange. I could retreat my bishop and give it back, but I doubt that is a good idea. Now let's just keep the exchange. Okay, we got a check. And I can take this pawn. And he can grab a pawn too, so we'll have a little pawn fest as we mop up each other's pawns. So it's still 4-3, and I'm up the exchange. So this should be a good endgame for me. Let's see if I can find a way to win it. Probably involving the rook. That makes it easier. Okay, let's attack that knight, make it move, then fork these pawns. So I'll get a passed pawn on one side or the other. This side. That's the best. That's the way to be. Okay, let's just bring this pawn forward all the way. And he resigned. Yeah, we can put this on the board and see how to play out this game. Knight here. I was just going to keep pushing the pawn. Let's say I do this. Let's say he doesn't take. Obviously, if I have a rook, then I'm going to win. So we say he keeps the knight. What do I do? Oh, probably I do this. Yeah, he's got his knight too far afield. He would have had to keep the knight over here, and then make it difficult for me to push that. But it didn't look like he had an easy way to do that. Here, let's get another game. So a good start to this session. Let's see, I did e4, d4. Let's try the English. c4. Okay, immediately counters with d5. C takes d5. So this is kind of what white is hoping for. Just giving up that center pawn for a wing pawn is the whole strategy here. So I've got kind of a reti attack set up here. I still think this counts as an English. So I'm being a little cautious about putting my knight out here because he can push this pawn forward at any time. So let's just take our time, figure out where we want that pawn to be. Where we want that knight to be. Maybe bring the knight out this way. Okay, I could kick his bishop back and then bring my knight here to here. So we got a double fianchetto. And if I go here to here, knight takes, bishop takes, it's all well defended there. Now the person who played very fast in the opening it's not always good to play so fast unless you really have the opening memorized, which people at this level typically don't. So maybe I could pile up on the c file here. Okay, first of all, let's kick this bishop. Let's see if he really wants to take my knight or not. Didn't. Okay, so my idea was to pile up on the c file here. And then lure this knight away and take the c-pawn. I have to be careful about his counterattack on my e-pawn. Let's go ahead and defend it now. Ah, he noticed. Okay, so he defended. So knight here, knight takes, bishop takes. Does not result in much. But just bishop up. Put some pressure here. Let's see how he defends against it. A queen up. Set up this battery here. See what he's going to do about it. Bring his knight back, maybe. Yep. Okay, and then I thought I could put my knight up here. If he trades, you know, I get the bishop pair. If he doesn't trade, I'm putting pressure on these pawns here. Pushes this pawn forward, I can still take it. Do I take it? Or I may have to retreat. No, I can take it. Knight takes, queen takes, queen takes. And this is still blocking his bishop. So he runs with his rook again. Which means this pawn is under defended. Let's bring the knight out. He'll probably trade. If he doesn't, I would take, yeah. Now maybe he can do something with b6, huh? Have to be careful where I put my knight, because then he has b5 with tempo. I have to find a square for my queen. Back here, I guess. How about e5? It takes, trade queens, and then take back. I've got the knight and the bishop covering it and the rook behind it. I feel the need to open something up here. This may not be the right move. I wonder if I could move, the knight looks like it's pinned, but I wonder if I could move the knight with an attack on the queen, either to this square or this square. He takes the queen, I take the queen. He takes the bishop, I take the rook. He takes the rook, I take the knight with check, and then take the bishop back. Trail of destruction. So he just takes. But then he has two pieces hanging, right? After I take with a pawn here, his queen has to move, and then his bishop is hanging. So that was a mistake. Mr. Condé. Cup buys. Yeah, don't know anything about that name. Yeah, I don't see anything he can do here. He's got to move the queen, and then I'll just take here. And yeah, let's go ahead and trade. Why not? And push the pawn. Let's go back here and attack the pawn again. I am letting him come in. That was a mistake. I get too confident. Let's see. Yeah, the rook here attacks here and attacks here. Bishop is defended. Yeah, maybe I'm okay. I just bring the rook over and defend. So he grabs that pawn. I wanted to get rid of this knight. And I'll grab this pawn. Just make it a simple piece up kind of game. You can grab more pawns. Yeah, he's going for that. That makes sense. Let's huddle up here. Let's make a good defense. I thought maybe taking this pawn would have been good. That also would have forced me to move my rook, and it would have hit this pawn as well. Okay, so take that pawn, which undermines the rook, defends here, and then clears the way for this pawn to come forward. Also, the checks. So start with this check. And then push the pawn forward. That was the idea. Get the queen there with tempo. Bring this forward, and he can't stop me from getting another queen. So I think he can resign at this point. We'll see if he does. He's going to lose on time, maybe. There we go. Let's get a new game.